Welcome back to Speak English Like a Pro. I'm so incredibly happy you're here with me today because we're about to explore something that is absolutely fundamental, truly the bedrock of becoming fluent and confident in English, yet it's often overlooked or perhaps not practiced in the most effective way. We're going to dive deep into daily English listening practice, and by the end of our chat, I hope you'll have a completely new perspective on how powerful just a little consistent listening can be in transforming your English journey. You see, for so many of us, especially those of us who weren't raised in an English-speaking environment, learning to speak English often feels like the primary goal, right? And it absolutely is. But what many don't realize is that effective speaking doesn't happen in a vacuum. It grows directly out of effective listening. It's like trying to sing a song without ever hearing the melody. You might know the words, but you won't get the rhythm, the intonation, the feeling. I remember vividly those early days when English conversations would just wash over me. I'd catch a few words here and there, piece together some meaning, but the sheer speed, the connected sounds, the casual slang, it felt like a rushing river I couldn't quite navigate. I'd nod and smile, pretending to understand everything, while inside, my brain was frantically trying to catch up. That feeling of being surrounded by English, understanding some of it, but not truly grasping the natural flow, it's incredibly common and, honestly, quite isolating sometimes. The truth is, your brain is an incredible pattern recognition machine. When you consistently expose it to authentic spoken English, it starts to pick up on those subtle rhythms, the natural pronunciation, the common phrases, the way words blend together. This isn't just about understanding vocabulary. It's about internalizing the very music of the language. And when your brain starts to truly grasp that music, your speaking will naturally follow suit. It's not about magic. It's about consistency and smart engagement. So, how do we transform our daily listening practice from a passive activity into a truly powerful engine for fluency? The first vital shift is to make listening an absolutely non-negotiable part of your daily routine, even if it's just for a few minutes. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't skip that, would you? The magic of daily listening isn't in long, grueling sessions, but in consistent, short bursts that keep your brain constantly engaged with English. Maybe it's listening to a short English podcast during your morning commute, or while you're making your first cup of chai. Perhaps it's having an English news broadcast on softly in the background while you do chores, or listening to an English audiobook during your evening walk. The key is to integrate it seamlessly into your life, making it a natural part of your day, not an extra chore you have to squeeze in. When you do this, you're telling your brain, English is important. English is always here. Building on that, the next crucial step is to listen for meaning and flow, not just individual words. This is where many learners get stuck. They try to catch and translate every single word, and if they miss one, they panic and feel lost. But in real conversation, we don't process every word individually. We listen for the overall message, the sentiment, the rhythm. So when you're listening, try to shift your focus. If you're watching a video, can you understand the main idea even if you don't know every single word? If you're listening to a podcast, are you generally following the storyline or the argument? Don't hit pause every time you hear an unfamiliar word. Let the conversation flow. Try to infer meaning from context. This trains your brain to cope with the natural speed of English and to understand without needing a dictionary for every single word. You're building resilience in your listening comprehension. Then, there's the incredible power of active, engaged listening for sound patterns and pronunciation. Once you're comfortable with generally understanding the meaning, you can take your listening a step further by becoming a sound detective. Pay close attention to how native speakers pronounce words, especially how sounds connect or get reduced. Notice things like gonna for going to, or I wanna for I want to. Observe the intonation, how their voice rises and falls, signaling questions, statements, or emotions. This is where shadowing becomes your secret weapon. Pick a short segment of audio, listen carefully, then try to mimic the speaker exactly, their speed, their rhythm, their intonation, their pronunciation. It's like learning the song, not just the lyrics. This isn't just a listening exercise. It's a bridge to better speaking because it trains your mouth muscles and your ears to work together, making your own spoken English sound more natural and fluent. The more you internalize these sound patterns, the more confident you'll feel when you speak. Another vital aspect of daily listening practice is to immerse yourself in content that genuinely interests you. This is absolutely paramount for maintaining motivation and making the practice enjoyable. If you love cricket, find English cricket commentary or interviews with players. If you're passionate about cooking, watch English cooking shows. If you're into technology, listen to tech review podcasts in English. When you're interested in the topic, your brain is much more engaged, and you're more likely to absorb the language naturally without it feeling like a chore. The specific vocabulary related to your interests will become second nature because you're constantly exposed to it in a meaningful context. This helps you build a relevant, functional vocabulary that you'll actually use in real life. And finally, to truly transform your listening, you need to gradually increase the challenge and vary your sources. Don't stick to the same easy material forever. Once you feel comfortable with a particular podcast or show, try something a little faster or with a slightly different accent. Listen to different types of content: formal lectures, casual interviews, documentaries, stand-up comedy, audiobooks. Each source will expose you to different vocabulary, different speaking speeds, and different accents. This variety strengthens your listening muscles across a wider range of real-world scenarios, preparing you for any English conversation you might encounter. It pushes you gently outside your comfort zone, which is exactly where real growth happens. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and consistent exposure to varied, authentic English is your most powerful tool. So, my friends, transforming your English listening isn't about magical quick fixes. It's about cultivating a consistent, intentional, and enjoyable daily habit. It's about understanding that every minute you spend actively listening is directly building the foundation for more confident, more fluent English speaking. It's about embracing the music of the language, connecting with content you love, and patiently allowing your brain to absorb the patterns it needs to make English truly flow. You have the power to turn that feeling of passive understanding into active, confident communication. If this conversation resonated with you, if it gave you a fresh perspective on your daily listening practice, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it generously with anyone who's trying to level up their English, and of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss any more powerful insights from Speak English Like a Pro.